I remember the day they laughed at me like it was yesterday. I was just 19, standing in my cramped apartment, clutching my first set of paintbrushes, the only thing I could afford with the last of my savings. I told them I was going to be a painter, not a starving artist, but someone who created, who expressed, who brought color into the world. My family's eyes widened with disbelief, then scoffed. My father shook his head. My mother looked away. My brother called me delusional, embarrassing, and a waste of time. They said I was throwing my life away on a stupid hobby, that I'd never make it, that I was just a kid chasing a fantasy. I swallowed the shame, but inside something ignited. I decided I wouldn't let their words define me. I packed my bags, left the small town that had become a prison of doubt, and threw myself into a world where I could truly grow, an unforgiving city with no safety net, no family approval, just raw determination. The journey wasn't easy. I slept on floors, worked part-time jobs just to buy paint, stayed up nights perfecting my craft. Critics sneered, gallery owners rejected me, and self-doubt clawed at my mind like a beast. But I kept going. I painted everything, the streets, the faces I saw, the dreams I dared to dream. My work evolved. Slowly, the art started to speak. Small exhibits, local awards. I wasn't rich, but I was finally seen. Years later, I made it. My paintings sold for thousands. I held my first solo exhibition in a renowned gallery. I was no longer the kid with a dream, but a recognized artist. Yet even as I celebrated my success, I knew there was something unfinished, something they needed to see. One day, I decided it was time. I booked a flight back home. I wanted them to see what their laughter had almost destroyed. I wanted them to witness the person I had become, not the child they mocked. When I arrived, the house looked unchanged. Faded paint, overgrown weeds in the yard, the same old porch creaking under the weight of years. I knocked, and my family came out, eyes wide with disbelief, faces etched with the scars of old wounds and new curiosity. They looked at me, at the stranger who had once been their shame, now standing tall and confident, draped in a tailored suit, a portfolio in hand. I set it down on the porch table and opened it. Inside were my paintings, vivid, powerful, raw. I watched their eyes widen as they flipped through the pages, silent. Then I stepped forward. I looked at each of them, my father, my mother, my brother, and I spoke with a voice that carried the weight of years of silence and struggle. "Do you see this?" I asked. "This is what your doubt almost killed. This is what your mocking almost destroyed, but I proved you wrong." I paused, my voice thick with emotion. "I didn't become a painter because I wanted to embarrass you. I did it because I needed to prove that even the smallest voice of doubt doesn't have to define me. I fought through rejection, hardship, loneliness, every no, every failure until I finally heard a yes. And now I stand here, successful, proud, and alive in my purpose." The silence stretched long. My family looked at the paintings, at me, and I saw the flicker of something I hadn't seen in years. Regret, maybe, or recognition. My father finally broke the silence, voice trembling. "We never understood. We only saw the failure, the foolishness. But you, You always believed in yourself. We were wrong. I took a deep breath, feeling the weight lift from my chest. It's not about revenge. It's about redemption. About finally showing you what's possible when someone refuses to give up. That day, the air shifted. They saw me not as the laughingstock, but as the proof of what perseverance can achieve. I left that house not just as a successful artist, but as a person who turned every doubt into fuel, every rejection into a stepping stone. And as I walked away, I knew this was only the beginning. Because sometimes the greatest revenge isn't anger or bitterness. It's living so fiercely that even those who doubted you can't deny the truth standing before them.